Gentle hands. It was with gentle hands the world was changed, not angry fists or fits of rage. It was the hand of God as never seen. The mighty hands that shaped our world had now come to shape the human heart. He started with a little child. Those gentle hands caressed and blessed, and asked upon each one the Father's grace and power. He comforted the broken heart. He wiped away the stains of tears and filled their hearts with joys divine. As gentle hands returned to life a precious child whose life had slipped away. He stopped to help a beggar to his feet, while gentle hands formed clay to place upon his face. With cleansing, sight returned, and with it, hope and strength and life anew. His mighty, gentle hands were raised to calm the thrashing of the sea. His words, "Fear not," rang out above the storm to everyone who was losing hope. "Be still," he spoke, and all was well. Those gentle, loving hands reached out to touch the untouchable. The leper thought that he had felt the last embrace of human love, expelled to live a life alone, feared, despised, alone. Then Jesus came, and in his unclean state, Christ laid his hands in godly kindness on one who thought that life was done. Yes, healing came to him too, but best of all came the warmth of human touch. The hands of Jesus Christ were laid on one whose sobs shook every chord. A broken heart was filled with grief of wasted years and broken dreams, of desperate search for fun and friend, whose empty chambers of the heart revealed the poverty of life that's lived for oneself. "I love you" was spoken in his touch, as though he knew her deepest need. And suddenly those cavities that long had echoed cold and dark, a glow began that slowly grew until it filled the room of heart and soul with warmth and grace, unlike the hollow joys of life that she had always known. And then one day, those gentle hands that came to heal and bless were stretched out, merciless, upon a cross, pierced by man whose finite wisdom cried, "Not for me a Savior, King, not for me a Prince of Peace. I don't need your tenderness. The King I want is cold and hard, to drive away the enemy, to shape the world with iron hand, to make every man conform, demand." And so the mallets did their job of driving nails to pierce his flesh, and there he hung from gentle hands, bleeding now before a jeering world. "Forgive them, Father, for they're confused. They have no way to know the truth," he said, and died. The light extinguished, darkness fell. The hope of life was gone. The word, the truth, had now been stilled. But God's plan is not complete. The quietness is but the hush of wait. With an awesome burst of strength that shattered the early dawn, courageous men pretended to be dead. Christ walks out of the garden tomb. Not return for sweet revenge, not to even up the score, just to show us, every one, how deep his love, how wide his loving forgetfulness. His gentle hands extend again, now marked by our crude will. He invites our touch, our close inspection of the wound, to settle every doubt or fear, to let his finger move across the spot where nails were placed. For you, he whispers to each one that comes up close to see for sure. I let it be so you could see God's plan for eternity. As was with Thomas, who was the first to gaze upon those outstretched hands, there wells up within the heart a strong desire to weep, a flow of tears of sorrow felt, the need to worship without doubt, to say, my Lord, my God, to let him have his way within this heart of broken clay, to let him have his will worked out within us to the very end. For on that final judgment day, when men will see the way it should have been, we will at last be placed within his hands to do as he sees fit with each of us for eternity. Therefore, I place my life, my hope, my faith in his abiding love within the gentle hands of Jesus Christ, my Savior and my Lord.